Happening now, police respond to a Lafayette Street stabbing. A new study released by SUNY Fredonia will have you rethinking bottled water.
And I'm Dakota Hunter in the Weather Center, where we're done with that nor'easter for a little while. We've got some general nuisance snowfall coming our way. How much snow will accumulate from that? Plus your weekend forecast coming up.
I'm Ryan Hedrick at the Sports Desk. Save Bonaventure and the Buffalo Bulls get ready for March Madness, and you won't believe would force the resignation of a top ESPN executive. All those stories and more next at the Phone Zone Sports Desk.
And the Southern Tier Express is skating into a local elementary school. That's news now for Thursday, March 15th, 2018.
Live and on demand from the Chautauqua Audio Works studios in downtown Jamestown. This is your source for breaking news. WNY News Now. Breaking news on
Good
WNY
Thursday, I'm
News
Justin
Now.
Gould. Late breaking news to tell you about the man accused of shooting a Sherman woman to death last year after mistaking her for a deer will be tried again after the charges against him were dismissed last month. That's according to a report in today's Post-Journal. Thomas Jedlowski was indicted on a charge of second-degree manslaughter in the shooting death of Rosemary Bilquist. Those charges were dismissed after a procedural error made by County DA Patrick Swanson. Reaction this afternoon from Buffalo criminal defense attorney Arthur Pressman, who said the latest developments in the Jedlowski case place a heavy burden on the prosecutor's office.
I think that the elected DA for the county has to make a decision based on what's the best in the best interest of the public and public safety versus using the resources of his office, especially in counties that have smaller budgets. It can be a big burden on them, but again, he has to weigh what is in the best interest of the community and the strength of his case versus letting a case die by, on its own with the. So it's really a balancing act that the prosecutor has to decide.
Now, this case has excited strong reaction from not only the community, but people around the country. In other stories we're following this hour, Jamestown police responded to a reported stabbing at the Center Ice Laundromat on Lafayette Street Wednesday night. New information into our newsroom just now. Jamestown Police Chief Harry Snelling's reporting the man was hit in the head with a blunt object rather than stabbed. The call came in shortly before 8:30. All-Star EMS sped away from the scene with the victim in the ambulance, followed by a police officer. The victim had a bandage wrapped around their head. Still no word as to the age or name of the victim. Now, during the investigation, officers were seen circling the property there. We have much more right now on the update at our website, WNYNewsNow.com. And a spokesman for the New York State Teachers Union said it is against the law for a superintendent to publicly discuss personnel issues, even if it involves a teacher being charged with a crime. The union's comments come about due process with teachers with at least 4 years of service. Now, this comes days after Eric W. Soul, a teacher employed by the Jamestown Public School District, was charged with stalking. Spokesman for the New York State Teachers Union, Carl Korn, says everyone is entitled to a fair and impartial hearing.
You're talking about what the community needs to know. I mean, look, everyone is entitled to a fair and impartial hearing, if charged with wrongdoing. That's the American way. Teachers and their union have no stake in protecting anyone who hurts children or who tarnishes the profession. We do have a stake in making sure that everyone is treated fairly. That's our goal throughout any of these disciplinary hearings.
Court records indicate that Soul has had at least one brush-in with the law previous to last week's arrest. The Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office says Soul led police on a vehicle pursuit in February of 2016 and was charged with DWI and reckless driving. Korn, who did not comment on Soul's case specifically, said that repeat offenders with more than 4 years of teaching service may be terminated if they're convicted more than once. And Village of Falconer Mayor James Rensel recently announced the creation of a 9-member advisory committee assigned to the redevelopment of the West Main Street section that suffered 2 devastating fires in as many years. The committee members were reportedly given a map of the current block, which detailed current property ownership. Village attorney Greg Peterson said the village plans to work with the county land bank to clean up the remaining debris pile. The committee is made up of political leaders and community members, including Brian Nelson, who recently lost his vacuum shop to a fire. Falconer is known to have one of the busiest intersections in the county, as County Route 380 and New York Route 394 intersect. The village says that the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency is providing a consultant out of Lockport to assist in the redevelopment and funding process. The committee plans to meet weekly with a targeted deadline of May 15th. Information from the advisory committee will then be presented to the village board. And it looks like yesterday's storm has passed, but there's still a chance for some snow on the horizon. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter joins us now with a first look at your forecast.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. And yeah, we're going to be left with some general nuisance snow. I mean, you know, it's snow, but hey, it's March, and at least it's not going to be as bad as it was like the past several nor'easters that we went through. That's always the good news. Let's go in there and check it out. We'll take a look at the high-res Viper radar to start off with, just to show you that there are some light snow showers and snow flurries falling across the southern tier as of this hour, and they're not really accumulating to too much. They're just generally on the light side, so that's always the good news. But Viper generally is a higher resolution radar, so I wanted to put that up just to show you the higher resolution look of where the snow is at this point in Chautauqua County. Now let's go to the Sky Vision camera network. This is our live camera at Lakewood. You can see some of the snowflakes as well that's falling. It's 30 with a dew point of 27 in Lakewood. And how about Westfield? You can also see some of the snow that's falling down there as well, and the light form of a snow shower there, 32 with a dew point of 24, and no wind to speak of there as of right now. Now to break down the forecast for today, scattered snow showers throughout the day, but it will remain chilly. The average high temperature for this time of the year is 42, so we're not going to be anywhere near that, but just a tad bit warmer though, 29 to 35 with a west wind of 9 to 16 miles per hour. So that will be blowing a lot of that loose snow around just a little bit. So keep an eye on for that. And the sunset comes up at 7:23 tonight. We'll break down all of this. We'll go in there. We'll dive into that. We'll break down that weekend forecast, and spring comes our way next week. But will it feel like it? I'll tell you that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Dakota, thank you. A report published by the State University of New York at Fredonia's Geology and Environmental Sciences Department shows that a number of brand-named water bottles are contaminated by microplastic. The study tested 11 different brands of water from 27 different bottle lots. Overall, 259 individual bottles were tested. 93% of the bottles showed a sign of microplastic contamination. The data collected by the researchers suggests that the contamination is at least partially coming from the packaging and/or the bottling process itself. You can see the full report on the college's website. Still ahead here, a Jamestown man is behind bars after a vehicle stop. And later, the Southern Tier Express plays a big game tonight. But before that, they head back to school. Details when we return.
WNY News Now is sponsored by Chautauqua Audio Works, 3335 South Roberts Road in Fredonia. More than a music store. Call 679-4333. Call now, 679-4333.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
Everything's made fresh here. We love to be outside, and it's nice inside if it's raining, so we have a choice.
Locals and non-locals agree that the Main Landing is quickly becoming a destination.
It's just so casual, and just the food is amazing.
I love the hamburgers.
But I really like the tuna I had.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
It's tax time, so get to Express Bike and Auto in Jamestown for all of your vehicle needs. Service, inspection, vehicle sales, they do it all. For all of your automotive, motorcycle, and ATV service needs, Express Bike and Auto even offers financing. Your true one-stop vehicle shop is Express Bike and Auto in Jamestown. They're located at 1761 Foot Avenue Extension next to Quick Fill. Express Bike and Auto in Jamestown. Stop looking, start saving today. You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
A City of Jamestown man was arrested Wednesday evening while allegedly in possession of nearly 4 grams of crystal methamphetamine when the taxi cab he was riding in was pulled over, and according to Jamestown police. Officers reportedly observed 36-year-old Jeremy S. Gross leaving a house on Delaware Avenue when police say a person has a valid order of protection against him. Gross allegedly attempted to dispose of a quantity of crystal methamphetamine while seated in the taxi cab. He was charged with third-degree criminal possession of a controlled substance and second-degree criminal contempt. He's currently in city jail awaiting arraignment. And police in Dunkirk say a Fredonia man robbed a video game store. According to police, 30-year-old Nathaniel Lyon was arrested Wednesday on a felony indictment warrant charging him with robbery. Authorities say the robbery took place at the Gamers Haven store at the DNF Plaza on February 1st. Lyon is currently in county jail on $25,000 bail. And a company that helped define childhood memories for decades will soon be no more. Toys R Us is shutting down and selling hundreds of its stores. John Lawrence has more.
Jeffrey, I want something new to love.
There's so much to love at Toys R Us.
It's the end of an era.
It's the biggest toy store there is.
Gee whiz!
Toys R Us, the iconic retailer, will shut down or sell all of its nearly 800 stores in the United States, which means there will not be a new generation of Toys R Us kids.
I want to grow up fun, Toys R Us kid. They got a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with.
The announcement comes 6 months after Toys R Us filed for bankruptcy and 2 months after announcing plans to close nearly 200 stores.
There are a lot of concerns about retailers that are facing intense competition from, of course, Amazon and also Walmart, and it's just a very difficult time for some of these specialty retailers.
The collapse of Toys R Us will likely have a ripple effect.
This is bad news for Hasbro and Mattel. The two big toy makers get about 10% of their revenues from Toys R Us.
In addition to that, about 33,000 American jobs are at risk. Toys R Us hasn't earned a full-year profit in 6 years and has lost $2.5 billion since then. Analysts believe Toys R Us also didn't have strong sales during the 2017 holiday season. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Now, your first defense forecast with Dakota Hunter.
You know, everybody will try to try to pass the blame torch here on that. But the reality is retailers are killing themselves because they're not adapting to the times. Everybody knew that the 21st century was going to be the century of the internet. Everything's done online. And if you can't change your business model to be online, you're going to fail. And everybody will try to pinpoint my generation, or as I talked about it a few days ago with Justin, millennials. I hate that word. We are killing things, but in fact, it's retailers killing them. I'm going to get into weather since I've talked about that for too long, and I'm going to get myself in trouble if I continue. So we're looking at the HD News Now cam, which is perched right outside of our office here in downtown Jamestown. You can see some of the snow that's falling, but hey, the flag is still. So not a whole lot of wind in downtown, though. Currently, it's 28, though, at the airport. We have a wind chill index of 21, though, with a southwest wind of 6. Now, that's at the airport, need I remind you, which is north of the city. And we have 3/4 of a mile visibility because of the light snow, and there's also fog being reported at the airport as well. So all in all, another chilly day. 5 more days until spring, but as I talked about it yesterday, this means nothing in our neck of the woods because winter will do whatever it wants, and it looks like spring just is not going to be in the cards anytime soon. Hey, it's Thursday. We're all looking ahead to the weekend, so let's break down your weekend forecast. Now, Saturday, we're going to see gorgeous sunshine, but it will still be chilly, though, 30 to 36. Now, Sunday, though, will warm up significantly. Well, I don't want to say significantly, but it will be around average, 34 to 42, and sunshine will continue. So that's always the good news. At least the weekend is dry, but if you really want, in terms of probably temperatures, Sunday is probably going to be your better day because, we'll warm up to around average. But hey, nice sunshine for the 2 weekend days. Not too bad, if I do say so myself, considering the fact that we had snow a little while ago. Here we go with Doppler vision. You can see just a general widespread snowfall across the area right now. Nothing too bad here. Let's take a look at it. Let's zoom in here. We'll put the live sweep on and we'll zoom into it. Now, first of all, we'll start in the Buffalo Metro. If you're going up to Buffalo today, no problems. I think everything should be fine up to Buffalo. Now, once we go down into the southern tier, you can see some of the snow that is currently falling down in the southern tier. You can see it there as we go further down. And let's swing this around to the west a little bit. And you can see here, there's a few of those patches of those lighter snow showers. Nothing too heavy. So again, that's always the good news. They're lighter snow showers to snow flurries at this point, but some of this probably will pick up in intensity throughout the day today. Now, for the zone forecast, I really don't know what to say here. We're still stuck into the 30s and into the 20s, as a matter of fact. Probably some lower 30s. We might hit a 30, but I don't doubt it. I think we're probably going to be stuck into the 20s all day. But hey, we'll probably see around 1 to 2 inches of a general snowfall. And the same thing once you go eastward, temperatures just held down into the mid-20s. This is way below average, but about 1 to 2 inches of general snowfall. It's manageable stuff. We can handle that. Nothing of a big deal. Here we go with future scan. You can see the model picking up on that little light snow. Then it starts to clear out, probably to a few more scattered snow showers or snow flurries throughout the day. Before this stuff starts to come our way for later in the afternoon into tonight. Here we go into tonight. Snow showers will continue throughout the night, and then going into tomorrow, pretty much almost a repeat, but just a little bit cooler. We'll see some more snow for tomorrow, and it's going to be a light snow at that. It's not going to be especially heavy or moderate at that, and the snow will continue throughout the day tomorrow as well. How much more snow are we looking at? Now, this is going today, tonight, tomorrow, and tomorrow night, and we're probably going to pick up on average of 2 to 4 inches, so probably around an inch each day. So we're probably around an inch today, half an inch maybe tonight, and then probably another inch tomorrow. So, a general 2 to 4 inch range is a good bet here. 1 to 3 once you go out towards Olean, and 1 to 2 once you go up towards Buffalo. So again, very manageable stuff. We can handle this stuff. It's winter. We're Western New Yorkers. We can handle this. It's nothing of a big deal. So that's always the good news. Breaking down the forecast for you today, 30 degrees at 1 o'clock. Snow will continue, probably in lighter pockets, probably 2 snow showers and snow flurries. We'll be right at freezing at 5 o'clock this afternoon, and it will still be a cold afternoon. Remember, the average high for this time of the year, we should be around 42 degrees, and we're not going to be anywhere near that. 26 at 9 o'clock, and we'll probably see another inch of snow tonight. And again, just to break down the forecast for you in a little bit more detail, 1 to 2 inches tonight. Another chilly night. Low temperatures range 16 to 21, and the sunrise comes up at 7:27 tomorrow morning. So, hey, at least the sunrise comes up a little bit later. Here come the next 7 days of your life that are brought to you by Quick Solutions, and 34 there you see for Saturday. But we'll bring in some sunshine as well, and boy, the 30s are here to stay. Now, we are watching the potential for another nor'easter Tuesday and Wednesday. We're still out in voodoo country with this, as into if we see any snow out of it or how much. But we'll keep you updated on that throughout the weekend and next week right here.
All right, Dakota, looking good. Saturday should be nice for there's a run,
yes.
St. Patrick's Day run, and they're going to color the Chattacoin green in the morning over by the JAMA building. So thank you for that. That should be nice. Cold. It'll be cold, but at least we'll have the sunshine.
Yes, at least it'll make it feel warmer.
Right. I'll have my horns. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Ryan, with a look at sports coming up after this.
First Defense Weather is sponsored by Quick Solutions of Jamestown. Count on Quick Solutions for printing, copying, mass mailings, and so much more. Part of your team. Learn more at QuickSolutionsUSA.com. That's QuickSolutionsUSA.com. With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
I just love to be with the dogs, and I like to do them one at a time. They don't wait for 5 hours in my shop. We have full groom, which includes everything from A to Z, nails, of course brushing, any trimming that needs to be done. I do offer teeth brushing, which is a little extra. So if he takes me 2 hours, it's $40. If he takes me 3 hours, I still keep it down. As long as the dog comes back happy and not at the door, I'm happy.
WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at PhoneZoneShop.com.
Phone Zone Sports Desk, I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's a look at what's trending in Western New York. March Madness really gets going this afternoon with games in the Midwest and the South already going on. The games we're really going to be watching, though, 11th-seeded St. Bonaventure against 6th-seeded Florida. St. Bonaventure's win over UCLA on Tuesday in the first four was the program's first NCAA tournament win since 1970. The Bonnies forced 20 turnovers and scored 30 points off of those. Junior forward Courtney Stockard led the way with 26 points, 4 boards, and 4 steals. The Bonnies are 0-2 all-time against Florida, including a loss last year. The 13th-seeded Buffalo Bulls have a massive test against 4th-seeded Arizona, who was, of course, ensnared in the FBI corruption probe. They had their head coach sit out a game, and then he came back. Now they're on fire. The Bulls enter the NC2A tournament with the school record 26 wins, beating opponents by an average of just under 9 points a game. UB has won 19 of 22 dating back to the start of the 2018 campaign, with those 3 losses all coming on the road, all by a combined 8 points. Buffalo and Arizona are 2 of the 44 teams nationally scoring at least 80 points a game. The Wildcats are 41st in the country and scoring at just under 81, while the Bulls have one of the top offensive teams in the nation as they are 7th, scoring 85 points a game. Buffalo and Arizona will meet just before 10 p.m. tonight, as will the St. Bonaventure Bonnies against Florida. Former ESPN executive John Skipper told The Hollywood Reporter that he was forced to resign from ESPN because somebody he bought cocaine from tried to extort him. They threatened me, he said, and I understood immediately that threat put me and my family at risk, and this exposure would put my professional life at risk as well. I foreclosed that possibility by disclosing the details to my family, and then when I discussed it with Bob, he and I agreed that I'd place the company in an untenable position and that as a result I should resign. John Skipper hopes he will work in sports media again. The Southern Tier Express and the Metro Jets tonight in the first round of the playoffs. Remember, the Southern Tier Express had to work really hard to get to where they are by closing 9 points in the last 12 games. They play the Jets, who they've only beaten once in 6 meetings. In fact, that win ended the Metro Jets' 17-game winning streak, and that win was at home in the Northwest Arena. That's where the Metro Jets will meet the Express tonight at 7. They will honor first responders, and they will have a silent auction of game-worn jerseys. From the Phone Zone Sports Desk, I'm Ryan Hedrick. It all unfolds here.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
What matters to you matters to us. Every story, every day.
I sat down with the candidate following last night's meeting, an interview you will only see on WNY News Now.
Small, proud, and dedicated community that is shocked, angered, sad.
The old Dunkirk City School building has been remodeled and retrofitted with 21st century technology.
Feel demoralized in a sense by the power structure?
I don't really know. I mean, maybe, but there's just not a lot of information, I guess, to change some things, I suppose.
Chautauqua County Executive George Borrello is in the nation's capital right now, advocating for several water projects in the county.
This ban will ultimately lay down some more snow our way over the next 24 or so hours. Now, zooming the radar out.
WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
And welcome back to News Now. A few important recall alerts to tell you about. Amazon has recalled 6 versions of its portable power banks due to fire and chemical burn hazards. The power bank's battery can overheat and ignite. The brand is Amazon Basics, and they look like this. The power banks were sold from December 2014 through July of 2017. And Ford is recalling 1.4 million vehicles due to a manufacturing problem. The company says a bolt could come loose on the steering wheel and in some cases cause it to detach while driving. The affected models are Ford Fusions and Lincoln MKZs from 2014 to 2018. The automaker says 2 accidents due to the malfunction have been reported. And finally today, the Southern Tier Express is headed back to school, and they read to students at Falconer's Fenner Elementary. Now, this is not the first time the team visited a local school to connect with kids. According to the team's Facebook page, even Choo Choo, the mascot, got in on the fun. The Express welcomed the Metro Jets in the first round of the playoffs tonight. The puck drops at 7:30 at the Northwest Arena. Pretty cool. Always good to see community members like that, people who are figures to a lot of people.
It actually kind of, because I know at Jamestown they used to do this, where students from the high school would go to the other schools in the district and would read to students. I think it was on the birthday of Dr. Seuss.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Like they would kind of like the upper levels would come down and kind of connect with the lower kids.
And they would. Yeah, and I think they'd read like a Dr. Seuss book to like the the kids and stuff. Unfortunately, I never qualified to do that because I was a dumb bum in school. So.
No, you weren't dumb. You're probably the smartest person we have on our staff. I'm not gonna lie. I really think Dakota is. But no, it's cool to see because a couple weeks back, I was at an Express game, and after the game, it was actually the game where they had to call the police because they had that big brawl. And the dignity and respect with the Express players are incredible. There was a team member there. I remember because I took photos of him posing with like these are 4, 5, 6-year-olds in the community, and I mean these kids are enthused that they're seeing him. You know, he's like a superstar to them, and like that is just so touching because honestly, it's all about the kids. You know, the Express kids, they're kids too, right? They're 18, 19, 20, 22. You know, they're still young. We're young, but like it's really nice to see them connect with other generations, and going to schools like this is a good way not only to promote their team because those kids are going to come back to mommy and daddy and say, hey, I want to go to an Express game, but also to really connect with the kids. So good for them, and really, we're supposed to be unbiased, Dakota,
right?
But kick some butt tonight, guys. Good luck. I really hope you will.
Yep.
So, you know what else is going to kick our butt in the next couple days? The weather forecast.
Yeah, well, winter is back, and like I said yesterday,
I know.
It'll just the forecast is not going to make you scream and shout, but it'll make you scream obscenities at your screen.
If I can ask, just hold the next nor'easter till Tuesday.
Well,
because many of you might know I'm on vacation next week, so I need to travel on Monday.
Speaking of traveling, let's hop to Links 1, and we will take a look at that Quick Solutions 7-day.
Nice segue.
So again, 33 for today, now 29 for tomorrow. General nuisance snow showers, probably around an inch or two of snow accumulation each day. Very manageable, nothing big there. Now the weekend, plentiful sunshine, and we'll go up into the 40s for Sunday, but don't get used to it because we could fall right back down into the 30s for early next week. And again, the idea is on the table with the prime global computer models we use that a fourth nor'easter is going to come across the East Coast. It is still too early to know if it will impact us, but of course we'll keep you updated throughout the weekend and early next week right here as we get more information in on that.
Alrighty, Dakota. Thank you. Stuck in the middle between a nor'easter, Dakota, and Ben the News Hound. That's it for us today. We're back tomorrow. In the meantime, head to WNYNewsNow.com. Take a look at all the stories we just went through. It's the site that puts coverage first. Have a great day.
See you tomorrow.